Okay, I'm checking my stream strength on both the program and on YouTube to make sure it's going to be able to hold. I've noticed that other people that I watch often been having slight delays, so I'm checking to make sure my connection is good and I don't have frame drops. Frame drops. Frame drops. Damn, it's picking up both. How do I bypass that? Frame drops. Damn, it's picking up both. How do I bypass that? Frame drops. Damn, it's picking up both. How do I bypass that? Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to keep that muted. Fuck. Oh well. That means I can't monitor what's being said via my live stream. Well then, I guess I'll just work with what I got. Alrighty then. Get my cheat sheet it back up. Well, into position. And then okay. I bet I probably had a picture drop out there for a second. My apologies. I'm getting some things together, being I use pictures of the action figure of the Macross that I'm building. I'm using aspects of both the film Macross and aspects of the animated series that was loosely titled Robotech. That one had a very long line. It is split into 3 pieces. There's another YouTuber I highly recommend. He does a extensive detail walkthrough of all 3 genres that made Robotech what Robotech is. And yes, I'm a big nerd when it comes to big robots. This right here is probably going to wind up being one of my projects, which will probably wind up making this one I'm working on now. I'm going to make modified additions for it without having to just redo the body. What I'll just do is make new arms. If I remember correctly, the animated series, the arm was an aircraft carrier and basically rigged for outer space. And then I don't know what the other ship was, but I do know that it had that opening front end. I don't think that'd be too hard to design in StarMade. Being that, take a good look at what I've gotten so far. These are the original arms designs. Each of them have their command deck on the opposite side of each other. That was a task to get done. There's still a few things that need to be done to each of them. There's a few holes in certain areas, and there's lights that aren't working right, so I gotta fix those. Right now, today my goal is to install a few turrets, ball-sized, and add in a few logics or not. I haven't just quite decided. I'm just basically going to show what I've gotten done thus far after I get the turrets in, and I'll go from there. Alrighty. Let's see. I can turn that off. Alright. Okay, let's see if it has any issues. Sweet. Being that this I designed that way was because of the fact that I've always thought that dome shape on a ship and not have it have any real purpose, in my opinion, is a bit useless. So I started thinking, wait a minute, how about I make a sphere turret just for that spot? I know this is supposed to be actually making it all one piece where it connects into the leg. The leg ain't going to be able to bend. I'm not going to even bother. I just figure the leg connects into the lower hip and then so on and so forth. As long as I can be able to make it connect on the inside to where the player characters can fly through the ship, through the conduits and or areas of the ship. Like, say, I'm thinking of putting in a barracks in the chest cavity and whatnot. I'm going to add stuff all throughout this design, but after I've gotten it, all the logic's perfect, I plan to upload this online for everybody to play with for they see fit. But I'm going to slowly continue adding on as I see fit. However, if someone would make my day, because I do want to do this, but yet it's going to give me a headache. Because I'll be honest, building a city is a task. I've watched this one dude who does StarMade, and he has the humongous, massive city. It's just huge, but he's been working on it for years, and I mean years. For each update the StarMade had, he decided to literally update every little aspect of it. He stripped out all the old power, put in new power, and then some of the things got either upgraded or just downright gone, because the fact that the new update literally killed some designs. I know a lot of people are leery on modular spaceships, but this thing is coming along nicely, and I doubt it's going to be combat capable, but who knows? I really don't. I haven't done any of the power layout. I would love some recommendations on that. The main power basically would be from that area in the middle there. That whole section. It's got thrust in it. It's got a little power already in it. What my thinking is I will put tons of power in this area. There'll be a gap because of the logic zone, because I really don't want it buried. So that in case something goes wrong, it's easy access for either me or whoever decides to download this blueprint. You admin load. Bloop. Bingo. Another turret in. And let's hop into that other leg. Admin load. Oop. Yeah. Boomer. But I'm not even old enough to be a boomer yet, but I did a boomer move, so whatever. Alright. These cannons are nasty little buggers. I'm not going to give you the stats. Whoever downloads this we'll probably get them at that point in time. But they can make somebody cry on their own. The other turrets are pretty good. I will not deny that some of them are not my design. Some of them are just recolored. I'll be honest. I'm a turret horror. And if the turret is functional for what I need, I will snitch it. I will give credit to the original designer within the description when I blueprint the blueprint. That way, if the designer says, "Hey, that's my turret," hey, I got it on the list. Kudos to you and thank you for the design. Because it's a lot of turrets are a pain in the ass to design. I had a couple of turrets on here. They looked so gaudy and they didn't look right and they didn't fit. I actually like the way this is coming out. On the original design here and here, there were no turrets. I added 2 additional turrets on this. And then these are the original layout. They're usually more indented into the design, but being that we're working with StarMade mechanics, I decided to keep them sitting on top so that they have more maneuverability and be able to anybody up who's trying to kill me while I'm in the cruiser without being on the station. That center area is going to have to house every last thing, from the shields to the power and a small amount of thrust, because it's going to inherit all the thrust from all the parts. That's what I'm thinking of doing, is to make sure this thing has the ability to move around fast and to be somewhat combat fightable. I'm thinking of putting enough extra thrust in the other things so that I can balance it out. I'm hoping it works that way. I don't know. The very ends of the feet I'm going to fill with thrust. That way, yeah, I should have a ton of thrust from that. Right there. I know you only get a small percentage from the inheriting thrust from other objects, but I'm not certain on the percentages on that. I would love information on that if anybody's got that. I added logic blinking lights. I had to, being it's a spaceship. If I remember correctly, in the anime, there were blinking lights all over the blasted thing. I think I want to add a few that I'm not certain if I should go like all, like, should I do red, or should I do red, green, so on and so forth, or do solid red and then green? Haven't decided. I've set up a lot of the wireless controls to be inside of this part of the ship, so in case of, like, say, I myself or other people who are playing with this particular model, they can actually do some decent role play. They could have an actual commander at the cockpit and control all the logics from here, and have one person in the core and the body to basically control everything else, basically where you're going, the flight. I've added only one camera in the front thus far. I need to add more. While I'm thinking about it, might as well do it now. What do you think about it? Just do it! Like, they say, Yoda says, do or do not. There is no try. Where was I? Yeah. I was fixing something else elsewhere. So, thank you for putting up with this crazy man. Ugh. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's see. I need to find the center. Not that one. There we go. Yes, I often make goofs, but that's tribes and tribulations of everybody. Light crystal. Continue on the theme. I've been using a lot of teal on this design, so I figure I might as well continue with it. Theme. Teal is one of my favorite colors besides blues, greens, and blacks. Basically grays. Let's take a look at how this looks from the... Alright. Ooh, that's a good view. That is a very good view. So when the pilot is in that zone, they get to see from that area. Where, come on. Okay. I use the middle click to hop into this area. All right. And this is what the person sits in this area for one of the many cameras this one has. Yeah, I kind of went a little camera heavy on a few of these, being that I like to see what's going on around me. Being that most of my ships are usually miners. I have a camera on top, I have a camera on the bottom, I have a camera in the front, and I have a camera in the behind me. Just so that while I have my logic miner, yes, I called it the ore cannon. It was a cylindrical lightsaber shape. At the very front end was a rotating disc of mining bits, and they just mined everything. Inventory would go into a large storage and then be transferred from the cannon directly into said ship. And I didn't really have to do much work. The cannon did all the work for me. Yeah, I cheat. The next project that I need to get done is objective. Yeah, there's the word. The next objective I need to do is put in the turret that goes in these slots, and it's supposed to move along that track. On the figure, it's a little flimsy, and it allows you to be able to bend it to go up a bit, being that the cannon is longer than that of the figure, or the arm. So what my theory that I'm thinking of doing, instead of making it move and come off all the time, is the part that's going to come out and sit out here will just come out right about here, and then I'll add in a 45-degree angle dock that'll be a turret port for the cannon, and it'll be basically at a 45-degree angle. Hence the idea I had from that I was mentioning earlier, the Robotech style arm. The cannon, instead of being integrated into the arm like this one is, the cannon is set on top like where that turret's set. Where this is the Yamato version, where the cannon is integrated into the arm. I figure if I set it up just right, the part, it'll have 2 turret docks, and those turrets will be kind of like what you would call bayonets, and I'm hoping I can make them pretty powerful. Being that there's a lot of space there that I can play with, I think I can make a thick gun that's at an angle and that will look nice. That'll look like the one from that of the animated series. It's going to like a tuning fork, sort of. I don't think I'll add that in today's episode. I haven't quite decided on what I want to do just yet. And I thought it was going to take longer to install those turrets, but and I'm having a little fun yammering about old animes and stuff like that. I tried to find some stable transforming ships that could go along with this, but I came up wanting pretty sad, aren't I? But oh well. I'm betting a lot of people are saying build your own. You're building that. Well, it's a lot easier said than done. I found the one that was online that was the VFS Skull or whatever. It kind of looks like this one right here, but it can actually transform. However, if you hit one button wrong, or if you upload it on the server and it wants to be a pain in the ass and the logics in it don't want to work, and you don't know how to reset it, yeah. So if I were to build one, it'd probably be a lot. It'd be too big for it'd be practical on that design. I've seen the figurine online recently, and it dawned on me actually how massive the Macross was. These fighters are actually effing tiny, and they transform. And the ones that were actually big that were transformed that were on the Macross were the mech cannons, and they rarely transformed because of the fact that they were pretty powerful on their own without having to transform into their Batroid modes. Most of the time they decided to skip that mode, and they wielded a lot of the joints in place because it was so strenuous on the joints. The weight, the sheer weight of those cannons was, if I remember correctly from that damn manual, there's a Macross spec manual out there from I think it was Del Rey that put it out, or oh god, too many books. I love books, but yeah, books are everybody's best friend, and never give them up. I found this, and I like the fighter. I'm working on trying to integrate a actual cockpit onto the design, and just running into space constraints. I don't want to mess up the design. I really, really, really like it, and I may not have been the one to make it, but I'm one of those that loves logics, and I like adding it to it. And this is yet another fighter that somebody else made that I've refitted for my own purposes. This fighter, and if I get this one working, I might put this fighter also on the arms. As I mentioned earlier, on the anime, they have the fighters housed in these parts of the arms, and there's like these doors that open up on the sides of these arms that allow these extra arms that are holding the fighters in place. They bring them out, and then they open up, and then the fighter takes off. I'm really, really, really tempted to try to add that feature in there somehow. Because, in my opinion, that would just add more to the role play to this game. And it would be, I might be fun and entertaining, and I'm hoping I'm not the only one. And then, oh yeah, this is a fighter of my custom design, and yes, it does transform. I'm not going to tell you how. You'll get to see after the demo, after everything's finished and all set and go. And the demo will be a video. I will be making it specifically for the release of this ship. And as I mentioned, I'm going to make sure all the logics are working perfect on every aspect of this ship. From the arms, to the legs, the body, you name it. I'm going to make sure everything is all set. Even some of the wordings that I've had to describe some of the transformation parts, I'll have to reset some of those. So that that's perfect as well. I don't want to confuse anybody while they're using my ship, because I've confused myself a couple of times on a few of the logics. I've trial and error. This ship has a conversion mode that's preset, that once it's launched, it automatically transforms, and via the docker underneath. I'm thinking of adding those skids that you'd see on boats on the bottom of this ship to make it look like it's being held up by more than just the centerpiece. Because in my opinion, the ship doesn't necessarily look like she'd be able to hold herself up without help. And I really don't want to modify that to make it look like so, that it does the work. That would be kind of cruel to me, in my opinion, to do that to this. I'm thinking I could probably get 3 of that ship to fit on the top deck right here, and then maybe 2 right there, totaling in 5 of those fighters. I'm thinking that one will be able to allow a return. I'm not so certain if I want to do a drone return from here. I haven't quite decided yet. I haven't gotten that far in my mindset on how far I want to go with this. As I said, these are very still raw. I've got a couple of areas that are acting funky, like I got some lights that aren't lit, and I got holes that I don't understand. What the heck? A random block there. Yeah, and I got these holes here. So I got a little bit of work on the arms to do. All in all, she's coming along nicely. I hope that other StarMade fans enjoy the design, and I've had fun making this. Yes, I did do some modifications to the design here. Usually this is further down below, underneath the lip of this section right here. Give me a minute, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Underneath that. Instead of being underneath, I put it on top to allow it to rest on there instead. And yeah, I made them close in closer. There's a model kit that actually transforms of this guy, or mecha. And they fold in on weird looking hinges, but instead of using funky hinges, I decided just to use the invisible logic blocks to allow me to bring it inwards flush. It doesn't necessarily balance out perfect, but these are a little more forward than there are on the actual figure. These are supposed to be back further by at least, I think it's supposed to be right about there. And being I didn't go that route, it makes the front end look a little longer, which I don't mind that. This damn thing looks like a effing cruiser now. I'm trying not to swear so that if kids do come in on this video at any given time, they don't have to worry about me being my typical self. I did do some slight tweaking of the front end here. For a while there, I was just leaving it on a rotating block, and had a bit of a gap here, and I started thinking, do I want to close it or do I not want to close it? And I started thinking, wait a minute, all I have to do is set it up just right with the logic blocks, and it should automatically open. When I hit that particular code, it'll automatically open, do its own automatic rotating, and I won't have to do too many button punches. That's what I'm trying to do, is so that when somebody's in the cockpit, they don't have to punch a bazillion buttons. However, if they do, each and every single one of them will be labeled appropriately, so they don't have to, uh-oh, I pressed that one wrong. Uh-oh, I pressed that one wrong. Uh-oh, I pressed that one wrong. I want to make sure everything is set right. And then in other, whatever, the jobbies at the bottom of the screen, these tiles, I will have, like, say right here too, this one actually allows you to control more of the aspects of the ship, and I will make sure that you can have control over everything from the elbows to the shoulder, all of it, just in case if something decides to bug up after it's into that position. All you have to do is scroll to that particular tile, and you'll be all set. Right now it's as you can see, step 1, barrel deploy, barrel rotation. Step 4, step 3. Yeah, right there. I had to reverse these two because of the fact that I kind of goofed up. This one is supposed to be 3, and this one's supposed to be 4, and then 5, and then 6. So yeah, I got my work cut out for me. But I enjoy doing this immensely. Yeah, something. Here. Why not? No. What the heck am I doing? There we go. Yeah, if you ever have an issue like that and you want to get somewhere faster, pop yourself in another area and then use that method I said. Look at the area you want and then middle click. It'll take you right there, I believe. It depends on how your keybind setting is. Let's see which ones are barrel rotation, are step 6, are barrel deploy, step 1, there's step 3, okay, there's 4, back up, like that, 3, R, back up, and then like that, 4, okay. Step 1, and then the, okay, yeah. Technically, these are step 2, but it's split into 2 different steps so that it can do its duty. Once it's got its stuff done, then you hit step 3, and once that's done, you hit step 4. If I've pre-set it, that step 5 should do itself on its own. But if it doesn't work, I left 5 on the list anyway, and then 6, the final step. There might be a 7th. I haven't just gotten to that point yet, being that that'll most likely will be the arm deploy, being that step 6 only goes up to basically the body. I haven't really set up. Yeah, now I think I haven't set up the 7th. Yeah, 7th one is the next one to do, which, let's see. Correctly, this should be 3. Yep. Yeah. Can't activate that mode right now, so skip it. But yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I forgot. I never set it up. Well. Hello, sports fans! Logic time! And I've got nobody watching, so let's show myself a bit. Give me a moment. Alright. I've done some attempted self-shilling and see if anybody joined. Alright. And how I did that was, let's see, click, click. You hold control and then you middle click and you can automatically add whatever you're looking at into your inventory. Like say right now you've got already teal in your inventory. You look at that, hold the control and then middle click. Boom. Anything you want that's already in whatever you're working at, but you have to be in build. I think you have to be in build mode in order for that to work. I've never tried it in regular, so excuse me. Pop always ends up making me burp, but hey, pop burps are better than beer burps. In my opinion, they stink, but that's my opinion. Yeah, there's still a few small things I need to add in. I don't think I'm going to do that today, at least not on this stream. I need to add in a delay for another yeah, oh yeah, this is pretty much a portion of the logics that makes this ship work. The other portion is there and there. Those are basically what runs the middle and body, where these are the varying interconnected ones that are further out from the arms to the legs, which I don't think of it, I don't have a whole lot in the lower area. That'd be the hip mostly. And that's the only one that's got any logics in it, if I remember correctly. And that's only to allow it to go down the I mean, the thigh goes down the hip. I know it. Confusing. All right. That would be the hip. That'd be the thigh. That's the only logic in the area for this section. All the other logics are basically there. That one has a hinge that allows it to go down. I recently added the arm transformation. Currently, right now, the only thing it basically does is allows that to rotate completely around, and that stays put right where it's supposed to be. And yeah, I'm adding in turrets and logics. I might as well add more turret in. Let's find, or at least the turret base. Shit, that's, yeah. Another thing I'm trying to figure out how to do the logics for this part here too. I think I figured it out. Where is the logics for... Oh, empty side. Alright, that'd be right here. Okay. Empty, 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 empty. The other side would have the other logics in it, so this side's useful for me. Meaning that what I'm going to add in on this side will be the integrated turret. And something. Roger that. Yeah, that could be a big kid. Step number 1. Put in dock. Close that out. Oops. Step number 2. Create turret.
Now I know you got it somewhere.
Hold on. Uno momento. Let me mute microphone. I'm back. Alright, I need a... Alright, there's the... Ah. Alright. I don't have in the navigation to be able to see all docked entities. Right now I just have turrets on, which I should go ahead and leave that alone. I'm going to need that later. Alright, leave that right there. I did it again. I do that a lot. Pop. There we go. I don't want it. My mouse is going bad on my on me, so I need to upgrade. I just haven't had the money to do so. I paid most of my bills with that money that we got from the stimulus, so I'm not too pleased with the way things are going right now with a lot of stuff. So makes it kind of difficult for people who are already poor. Don't need to be any more poorer. But yet, dumbasses think they know everything. I know I don't ever know everything. Or want to. There are things in this world that we don't need to know. At least that's my opinion. Alright. I love it when I'm almost right when it comes to this. Ew. That's going out perfect. Okey-dokey. Let's keep going. When it goes around the corner there, I want to be able to make sure it doesn't clash. So let's... Yeah, I glitched that out of there. It's not the first time I've done this. Okay, let's see. Give me thrusters. went to the wrong arm. Nope. I didn't mean to go that far. I believe the dock is on that end. So I gotta get back up close and personal so I can see what's going on over here. See it on that end. Maybe I'm not. Stop moving. I'll be able to exit from the other side. Well then. Manual installation. This is going to be impossible. Okay. getting those two mixed up. That's what I get for not watching. Nope, not that one. does give me that though. Just like that. And then drop this. Like so. Yeah. Was not expecting that. Looks like I have to do it by hand. Oh well. BLI stands for Black Land Incorporated. or ink, what I prefer. In about 5 minutes I'm gonna get off. I do thank you for watching my video. If you watch it later, didn't get to see anybody come on live today with me. Oh well, I'll keep trying. I'll keep trying. That's a cool start. Well, that's the start for the turret for the arms. I thank you for watching my video thus far, and the turret will probably get a little larger than that. Right now that's just basically the base. The turret's going to go on top of that, and it's going to most likely be, let's see, I'm guessing the end of the barrel should be right about where I should be at right here, give or take. It's going to look like a tuning fork, and it's going to be nasty, and it's going to be powerful, hopefully. I'm going to beta test the damn gun over and over and over and over. It'll probably be more powerful than those turrets, or probably, maybe actually, yeah, it's going to be more powerful than those, most likely. So, I look forward to seeing how they come out. Thank you again for watching my video and or live stream, and I will be on again later down the week or so, and next time I'm going to figure out how that YouTube whatchamacallit scheduling program, and I'm going to see if I could pre-schedule a time and see if I can get any hype via pre-scheduling it. I hope some of the information that my tips and tricks will come in handy down the road. I really do hope they come in handy, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Peace.